Hi there, it's Pam and I am creating a tapping video today on Vertigo. Thanks to one of my subscribers' suggestions, so I hope you enjoy. Before we get started, I want to let you know that I am open to anything. Anything that people are getting results with. I think people should have many different tools in their personal first aid kit. And tapping and havening are my favourites. And the why is it so easy are forming questions. But there are so many things that I do and that I use to maintain my well-being. So before we start today, I want to share with you some Acupressure points. It's just a simple process that can help you with vertigo. So you sit or lie down, whichever is best for you. It's best if you're able to relax and you take two fingers and you rub, so two fingers, and you rub in a circular motion behind your ear. You will feel a hollow and you just rub it in a circular motion. Taking deep breaths. Just 30 seconds. Excellent. Of course, then you do the other ear for another 30 seconds. Excellent. When you're tapping, I would also remain seated because, of course, the symptoms are dizziness and we don't need you tripping or falling or anything like that. So please do take care of your own well-being. And if it continues long term, please get professional assistance if it continues. As many of you know, when I'm working with the tapping and when I'm working with people, I quite often use reference books. There's the Inner Segal, The Secret Language to the Body, or the Louise Hay's Love Yourself, Heal Your Body. Love that. That book has been a Bible, must be quite a number of years now. And what we're doing when we're using these references, we're helping to look at some of the blocked emotions that could be behind the vertigo. So what we do is we throw them in anyway, because what I find quite often with people when we're blocked, and I'll say to them something from the reference books and they're like, no, but as we get to the end of the tapping, it's very relevant that was part of it. So just throw them all in anyway. And just because we're going to be tapping on them for a couple of minutes, it's not going to mean that we tap it in just because we repeat it a couple of times. Okay? So what we're doing is we're looking at the emotions and the physical symptoms as well. So firstly, maybe it's time for you to just sit there, pause the video, and write down some of your symptoms. What is it that you're experiencing with this vertigo and dizziness? And then just turn the video back on and start again. All right? So now I'm going to go through some of the resources that I've come. So the emotional stuff. And I highly recommend that you tap while we're going through this. So not belonging. Completely outside of things. Not one of the group. Unstable. Out of balance. Ungrounded. I don't know about you, but I'm going to start to share more of what I do to maintain my well-being. I make sure I ground on a daily basis. It is such an important part of our health and well-being. Anyway, that's for another video. Confused. Unable to handle life. Things seem difficult, more difficult than I thought. Unsafe. Scattered. Burdened. My body is in overload. Going round and round in circles. Not sure how to change direction. Now I've got some physical challenges that may be happening. Problems focusing my eyes. Double vision. Dizziness. Hearing loss in one or both ears. A loss of balance, and it may cause falls. Ringing in the ears. Nausea and vomiting. At its worst, it can lead to the loss of body fluids. It can be so distressing. You are spinning. You are falling. The world is spinning around you. Faintness. Feeling like you're about to pass out. Lightheadedness. A vague, spaced out feeling. My head is swimming. All of these are the symptoms, plus of course what you wrote down. So now what you do, we'll just have a bit of a break. Hand on the heart, big deep breath in. Breathing down the spine. You imagine the breath going down the spine into your belly. Push that belly out. And if you're really good, you can imagine the breath going up the spine and out as well. Okay, so now you think about the vertigo, the dizziness. You may even, where did it start? How long ago have you been experiencing it? With all the information you have now that I just shared, was there anything going on in your life that created any of them emotions or physical symptoms? And then you look into that and you could take yourself mentally back to that situation. And then we tap. Releasing and letting go. All the sadness, all the fear, all the emotional trauma. Releasing and letting go all the anger, all the resentments, all the guilt. Releasing and letting go all judgments, all abandonments, all betrayals. Releasing and letting go all helplessness, all hopelessness, all feelings of no control. I'm totally out of control, spinning around in circles. Releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. Hand on the heart, big deep breath in, breathing down the spine into your belly. And peace. And if you can't find that peace, do what you need to do to break state. So we're going from all of that overwhelm, dizziness, confused, whatever it is, to a different state. It could be a happy state, it could be a peaceful state, it could be a loving, connected space, whatever it is. Okay? And anytime you're watching these videos, make sure you break that state. Pause the video, break the state. I've shared many times, and I'm going to share again. When I'm tapping on my own, I have headsets in, I have music going. My favourite song is We Will Rock You by Queen, and I play that music loud in my ears. Sometimes I even do it while I'm tapping to break the state, because I get into state, I find out everything that's worrying me, everything that's bothering me, and then I tap. And while I'm tapping, I'm looking to get out of that state. Sometimes focusing on the fingers touching the body. Fingers touching a body, and gentle, being very gentle. If you're someone that taps really hard, do it gentle. It'll break your state. It's like, wow. Never forget the first time someone tapped on me. I'd been tapping on my own for a very long time. Someone tapped on me and it was so gentle. My state was so broken. I was at a great tapping session. All right. So now we check back in. So we're just checking back. How do we know it still bothers us? How do you know? Is it still feelings? Do you still believe it's there? Is it physical sensations? Do you have auditory that goes with it? Notice what it is, and then we tap. Releasing and letting go. All the images fading away. All the sounds drifting off. Releasing and letting go. All the ways this still upsets me. All the ways it still bothers me. I am letting it go. It's safe to let this go now. And if you've got your list, talk over the top of me. You don't have to listen to me. Talk over the top of me. Start saying what's on your list. Anything that comes to mind. Releasing and letting go. Okay, grab the wrist, hand on the heart. And you can do both. You can actually grab the wrist, do whatever works for you. I'm finding lately, I'm very much loving putting my hand on my heart. I just love it. For me, when I breathe that breath in with my hand on my heart, it really does create a loving, peaceful feeling. Do what works for you though. I don't care. Whatever works for you. It's all about checking what works for you, what gets you results. All right. So now we check back in. You think about the vertigo. You think about the dizziness. You think about there could be a specific time where it's worse than others. Think about that time. What is it about that situation that creates these symptoms? Releasing and letting go. All these symptoms, releasing and letting go. All the symptoms. All the ways I know this still bothers me. Releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. All the symptoms. All the ways this still bothers me. It still affects me. Releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. Grab the wrist, hand on the heart. Whatever it is for you, big deep breath in. And peace. Excellent. You may notice the frequencies playing in the background. I love frequency work. I love it, I love it, I love it. It is so powerful. All right, so let's check back again. So we're going back. How do you know it still bothers you? How do you know? All right. It could be I can't focus my eyes. I have double vision. All the dizziness, I'm letting it go. Releasing and letting go. I can't hear. I can't hear out of one ear. I can't hear out of both ears. That loss of balance, releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. All the ringing in my ears, releasing and letting go. I feel like I'm going to vomit, that nausea, releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. The fear that I will lose body fluids, the distress. I feel like I'm spinning, I'm falling. The world is spinning around me. Releasing and letting go. The faintness. feeling like I'm going to pass out. The lightheadedness, so vague, so spaced out. My head is swimming. Releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. All the ways this bothers you. All the ways this upsets you. Releasing and letting go. Perfect. Remember breathing down the spine. Into your belly, pushing out your belly. And the reason we do that, when you have an air full of belly, it tricks the nervous system back into the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest. You cannot have a belly full of air when you're running from a saber-toothed tiger. So the body goes, oh, we must be safe. We must be safe. Great for just if you're experiencing nervousness, just keep filling your belly with air. You cannot be nervous when you have a belly full of air. Like, these are the things that we need to have in our toolkit on a regular basis. All of us get nervous. You're going for a special interview. You're going to do a special presentation. You've got a radio interview. You're in trouble for something with your work, your boss. You know, you get anxious, you get nervous. These tools are for us to use, not only when we're in crisis, but on an everyday basis to just help us to float through life, like the Nautica shell. You know what the Nautica shell does? The Nautica shell puffs it's most beautiful. If you don't know the Nautica shell, just that. It's paper thin. It is so beautiful. And what it does is it puffs itself up and it just floats through the ocean. So all of this chaos and drama's there and it's just floating along. And we want to be the Nautica shell because life happens and there is stuff going on. But what if we can just float above it? Filling your belly full of air. All right, enough of that. Let's check back in again. So I want you to go back again. I want you to check in. I want you to notice what's left. Notice what's left. We'll look more into the emotions that could be behind it. Okay. Not belonging. So you may not be feeling like you're belonging just in a certain situation. Feeling completely outside of things. Not one of the group. Not one of the group. Just for whatever reason, you're not feeling like you're one of the group. You're out of balance. You just feel out of balance. Ungrounded. Best way, barefoot on Mother Earth, I cannot tell you. Confused. Feeling confused. Unable to handle life. Things seem so much more difficult than you thought they would be. Feeling unsafe. Scattered, feeling burdened. Your body may be in overwhelm. And you're going around and round in circles, not sure of how to change direction. Releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. Grab the wrist. Nice deep breath in. Feel that belly. And peace. Okay, if you're not at peace yet, you just keep watching. If you're not at zero. If you're not at zero, not peace, zero, whatever. You go back, you keep watching the video through until you are. And now we're going to go to the havening part. And in the havening part, we imagine, we feel grounded, balanced, stable, safe. What if you did feel balanced and stable, focused, safe, belonging? What if you could start to feel balanced, grounded, stable, focused, safe, belonging? You're onto things. You're one of the group. In balance. Clear. Able to handle whatever comes your way. You've got this. It's different to what you thought, but you've got it. You're focused. You're able to delegate. Take care of yourself. Take time out for you. Find your direction. Find any direction. And start moving in that direction with purpose. Your eyes are so easy to focus. Everything's slowing down. You can hear clearly now. You're stable on your feet. You can hear silence. You're at rest. You're calming. You're solid. Your clear-headedness. You're driven. You can delegate. You can take the load off. Looking after you. Perfect. I hope that helped. Please, if it did help, leave me a message in the comment. I love your comments. I read every single one. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It makes sure that you get whatever videos that I have put. You're the first one to receive them. And also, you can put in any requests for videos you like. Thank you for listening. Keep tapping. Take care.